teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Play action, now it's Tua. And incomplete to open things up.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
A first carry for the Fordham Ram, Chase Edmonds. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
That's a very nice game there, a confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Back to the ground on first down, Edmonds. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Another carry now for Edmonds. And he'll have a Dolphins first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Someone's looking fresh, and his O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
Now, I guess I need to clarify. I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Now a run straight ahead with Edmonds. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Chase Edmonds hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken in at the 3. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And the big boys up front. They're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Ball again on 2nd down. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very 1st quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's scooped up by the Jets. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
Now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do. My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 53 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
Here we go. Here we go.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. That's going to be caught by Waddle. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
On play action, here's Tua. They're going deep for Hill. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And you can see in the next-gen stats, that one 62 yards in the air. And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Wilson, smart to take off and pick up the first. Looked like a pretty smart decision that time to keep the football by the quarterback.
It was, because you saw how the runner got swarmed. So you got to pull the ball from his arms, keep it yourself, and get what you can. And the most underrated player on this play is the running back. Because even if he doesn't have the ball, he has to act like he does in order to attract the defense.
They run it with Hall off the option. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The Jets at 7-5 now of the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And Stroud he's across midfield and down to the 49. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
That's how you get right up off of the map, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
Wilson's throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving. Zerline connects on the extra point. We're tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Oh, Edmonds has it knocked loose, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And some space here.
Well, my friend, this has certainly been a comedy of errors here in the first quarter. Neither side able to really hang on to the ball.
Yeah, now I'm just curious to see see which team can adjust, because both have made their mistakes, as you said.
Yeah, and whoever can do that can seize firm control of this game, something they haven't done with the ball so far.
Straight ahead is home. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Play action. Now Wilson. Got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Jets are going to take the lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Certainly good with a PAT. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units in there. Kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
On second down, this is Edmonds. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. With the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Wilson. He finds Corey Davis. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. He went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Second and 10. Carter straight ahead. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On 3rd down, Wilson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
They'll run on first down, Edmonds. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Here's a give to Edmonds running to the right. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now Tua going to try and sneak it. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed he did not. They stop him. A wall of bodies there. Nowhere to burrow through the line on the quarterback sneak. And the Jets are going to get the football back. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because...
And intercepted. Wilson's 3rd of the game. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And it's a fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team. Turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taken in at the 3. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Tua sets up to pass it. And he completes it to Wilson.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route. And he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Tua going to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Here's Berrios. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And the Jets will take over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's a give to Carter. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. Now Wilson on 2nd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
On the handoff, it's Edmonds. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
From midfield, here's Tua. And the Jets pressure too much. It's down he goes. Jermaine Johnson. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
Here we go.
They'll go for it with Edmonds. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. Second and 4. They could still get a first down without scoring. Looking to pass. Tua. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. Well, this secondary just continues to be a force. Multiple interceptions in this game, and now the pick 6.
And the thing about it is once you get an interception as a unit, you think to yourself, okay, we got that. How do we increase it the next time? Get the interception, do a little more damage, and there's your outcome right there. Take it to the house and break down what they're trying to do offensively.
Fielded just outside the goal line. So we've hit halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the home team, the Jets, leading this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. Fielded right around the 8. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Paul again. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he is going to have the Jets first down. He's able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
They'll give to Hall. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. 8 yards on the pickup, but now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Hall again on 2nd down. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It'll be Edmonds to begin the drive. And he loses the football a second time. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he'll be marked down at the 2-yard line.
Well, that sure started out as a good example of what they call backed up or coming out on offense, meaning you're backed up close to your own goal line. Big-time emphasis on practicing that to try and create some room at no less to give the punter a chance to kick the ball away. It means take care of the ball, try and create some space. They were doing that, and the ball comes free.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. It's Wilson on the option. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
He kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so, bringing up 2nd down and a bit farther.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Hall on a give up the middle. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Wilson. In the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Tyler Conklin, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jets have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good game and a 1st down.
And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now a give to Edmonds. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Well, the pressure gets there, and Tua's going to be taken down. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for Miami. Averaging over 50 yards of punt so far as this one's away. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
They had 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop him on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Watch out for Hill on the return. touchdown there to help them expand the lead.
All you're looking for is as much separation between you and the other team as possible. They've got to feel good about what that touchdown gives them.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Second down and another run with Edmonds. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
We've paid this offense plenty of compliments already, but, I mean, they are deserving as they start another series. To be leading by this much with so much time left to play in the fourth, Charles, it's really, really been impressive to watch.
It has been, and you have to think to yourself, the preparation that went into this, but the absolute focus that they kept throughout in order to have this kind of a result. This is Super Bowl-esque, and they've got to feel awfully good about what they put out there today.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
On 1st down, right back to Carter. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble.
Here we go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
The Dolphins on third down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Tua. He'll go out to the flat for, and oh my goodness, he loses it again. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head. Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable 4th quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense. Do you think maybe, possibly, it could be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll go again with Carter. And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2. That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Now it's Wilson. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the 1st down. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Dolphins drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, this in trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone, loose. It's loose. The ball bouncing around, and it's going to go out of the back of the end zone, so that is going to be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does them in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit. They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more. And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
All again on second down.
And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Open man here is Conklin. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
Now Hill to return it.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. It's caught inside the 25.
And he will be taken down, but it is a huge play there to flip field position. And they'll be on the other side of the field as we have reached the 2-minute warning.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through.
And that flag accepted.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And they'll indeed take a knee. And they take a knee. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. To throw is Wilson. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Fourth down. Here's Wilson. And now here is another interception. Brandon Jones picking it off. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, part of this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick 6 on the other side, and now they get a pick 6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick 6 from earlier in this game.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw. They're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
2nd and 12.
Oh, Wilson going to throw.
That's complete. It's Elijah Moore.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 38-yard line.
Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw complete there to Moore.
And the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now Wilson on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.